Have you ever looked back at your life and thought, what if I had tried? What if you had said yes? What if you had started that thing you kept delaying? What if you had talked to that person one more time? What if you had taken that one chance instead of waiting for the perfect time? Most of us think we have unlimited chances. We tell ourselves, I will do it tomorrow. I will start next month. I will talk to him later. I will learn English when I have more time. I will follow my dream when my life becomes easier. But there is one uncomfortable truth we often forget. Not everything comes twice. Some moments come only once in a lifetime. And sometimes the biggest mistake is not failing. It is never trying.
By the way, my name is Wally, and welcome back to Wally Tales. This is a channel where we don't just listen to motivational stories. We try to learn something from every story and use it in real life. And today, we are going to do something a little different. We are not only going to listen to a story, we are also going to learn English along the way. So while you enjoy today's story, pay attention to the simple English words, phrases, and sentences I use. You can pause the video, repeat the sentences, and learn them naturally through the story. So today, we are going to learn English and life together. And today's story is called Just Once in a Lifetime.
There was a small village between two green mountains. In that village lived a young man named Elias. Elias was 22 years old. He was not poor, but he was not rich either. He worked in his father's small repair shop. Every morning he opened the shop at 8. Every evening he closed it at sunset. His life was simple, and from the outside it looked peaceful. But inside, Elias had a dream. He wanted to become a teacher. He loved books, he loved learning, and more than anything, he loved explaining things to other people. But there was one problem. He was afraid. He always thought he was not ready. Whenever someone asked him about his dream, he said, "Maybe one day." That sentence had become his favorite excuse. Maybe one day, maybe next year, maybe when I have enough money, maybe when I become better, maybe when I am ready. One winter morning, an old traveler came to the village. His name was Samuel. He was almost 70 years old. He had traveled through many countries and had spent most of his life teaching young people. Because of his age and experience, many people in the village respected him. One afternoon, Samuel entered Elias's repair shop. He had an old wooden box with him. He placed it on the table and said, "Can you repair this?" Elias opened the box. Inside was an old pocket watch. It was broken. Elias looked at it carefully. "This will take some time," he said. Samuel smiled. "Good things usually do." Elias looked at him. "What do you mean?" Samuel pointed at the watch. "This watch stopped many years ago, but the strange thing is, it still has value." Elias smiled. "It is just an old watch." Samuel shook his head. "No, it is a reminder." "A reminder of what?" "That time stops for nobody." Elias became quiet. Samuel continued. "Young people think they have unlimited time. Old people know they don't." That sentence stayed in Elias's mind. Over the next few days, Samuel visited the shop several times. He talked with Elias while he worked. One day, Samuel asked, "What do you really want to do with your life?" Elias gave the same answer he always gave. "I don't know." Samuel smiled. "Yes, you do." Elias looked down. "I want to teach." "Then why don't you?" "I am not ready." Samuel asked, "When will you be ready?" Elias thought for a moment. "I don't know." Samuel laughed softly. "That is the problem." Then he said something Elias would remember for the rest of his life. "Sometimes you are not waiting for the right time. You are waiting for your fear to disappear." Elias did not answer, because he knew it was true. Let's learn a phrase here. I'm not ready. This is a very common English sentence. It means I don't feel prepared. But sometimes I'm not ready is not a fact. It is only fear wearing a reasonable mask. A few weeks later, Samuel told Elias that he was going to a large city on the other side of the mountains. There was a school there. The school needed a young assistant teacher. Samuel had spoken to the headmaster. He told him about Elias. "You should go," Samuel said. Elias immediately shook his head. "I can't." "Why?" "I have work here." "You can leave the shop for a few days." "My father needs me." "Talk to your father." "I don't have enough money." "I will pay for your journey." Elias became silent. Then he said, "What if they reject me?" Samuel looked directly into his eyes. "Then you will come back." "That's simple?" "Yes." "But what if I fail?" Samuel smiled. "Then you will know what failure feels like." Elias laughed. Samuel continued, "But if you never go, you will spend the rest of your life wondering what could have happened." That night, Elias could not sleep. He imagined himself standing in front of the school. He imagined people laughing at his English. He imagined making mistakes. He imagined being rejected. Then he imagined another future, a future where he stayed in the village. Years passed. His hair became gray. His repair shop became bigger. He made money. He built a comfortable house. But every time he saw an old school or heard children studying, he remembered the opportunity he had refused. And he would ask himself, what if? That night, Elias finally understood something. Failure could hurt him for a day, but regret could hurt him for a lifetime. The next morning, Elias packed a small bag. He went to his father. "I want to go to the city." His father looked surprised. "Why?" "I want to try something." His father smiled. "I have been waiting for you to say that." Elias looked at him. "You knew?" His father laughed. A father his son is living smaller that morning. The journey was difficult. The road crossed the mountains. The weather became cold. He became tired. Several times he wanted to turn back, but every time he stopped, he remembered Samuel's words. "Go before you have another excuse." After 2 days, Elias finally reached the city. He found the school. His hands were shaking. He entered the building. The headmaster looked at him. "You are Elias?" "Yes, sir." "Samuel told me about you." Elias nodded. The headmaster gave him a simple test. Elias made mistakes. He forgot some answers. His voice shook, and when the test ended, he thought he had failed. The headmaster looked at him for a long time. Then he said, "You are not ready." Elias's heart dropped, but then the headmaster smiled. "But you are willing to learn." Elias looked up. The headmaster continued, "I can teach someone who is inexperienced. I cannot teach someone who refuses to try." Elias got the position. It was not his dream job. It was only a small beginning. He earned little money. He made many mistakes. But every day he learned. He learned how to teach. He learned how to speak. He learned how to communicate. And most importantly, he learned that confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes because of action. That is an important English sentence. Confidence comes from practice, not from waiting, not from thinking, not from wishing, from practice. Years passed. Elias became a respected teacher. He helped hundreds of students. One day, many years later, he returned to his village. Samuel was still alive. Elias found him sitting outside his small house. He brought the old pocket watch with him. He had repaired it. It was working again. Samuel looked at it and smiled. "You fixed it," Elias nodded. "No, you fixed me." Samuel laughed. "I only gave you a push." Elias sat beside him. Then he asked, "Why did you help me?" Samuel looked toward the mountains. "Because someone once helped me." "Who?" "My teacher." "What did he tell you?" Samuel smiled. "He told me that some doors open only once." Elias looked at the watch. "And what happens if we don't enter?" Samuel answered, "Sometimes another door opens, but sometimes it doesn't." Elias became quiet. Then Samuel said, "That is why you must learn to recognize the doors that matter." And maybe that is the real meaning of just once in a lifetime. It does not mean every opportunity happens only once. It means some moments are too important to treat like they are unlimited. Sometimes it is a conversation with your father. Sometimes it is telling someone you love them. Sometimes it is starting the thing you have been delaying for years. Sometimes it is accepting an opportunity that scares you. Sometimes it is simply choosing yourself after years of putting yourself last. And sometimes it is taking one small step when you have no idea where the road will lead.
Now let me talk to you personally for a moment. For many of you, this channel may just be a normal YouTube channel that uploads motivational stories. And honestly, I understand that. You watch a video, learn something, maybe feel motivated for a few minutes, and then you move on with your day. But for me, this channel has been much more than that. And I'm not saying this because of money I earn from it. Actually, that is not even the main reason this channel became life-changing for me. This channel changed me because while creating these videos, I have learned so many things. My English has improved. Is it perfect? No, not even close. I'm still learning. But if I compare myself with the person I was before starting this journey, there is a huge difference. There was a time when I could not even pronounce many English words correctly. I was uncomfortable speaking. I was not confident with my English. But slowly, by reading scripts, recording voiceovers, listening to English, researching stories, and making video after video, I improved. Not because I waited until I became good. I became better because I kept doing it. And that is exactly what I want you to understand. You don't need to be perfect before you begin. You become better because you begin. This channel also taught me something unexpected. I started enjoying conversations with older people more than I expected. I'm only 21 years old, but sometimes I feel much older than people my age. Not because I know everything. Actually, I know very little. But I enjoy sitting with older people and listening to their life experiences. They have stories. They have mistakes. They have failures. They have lessons that you cannot find in a motivational quote on Instagram. And while making these stories, I started understanding something very simple. Experience is one of the most expensive teachers in the world. And the smartest people don't always learn everything by making their own mistakes. Sometimes they listen to people who already made those mistakes. That is another reason I love making this channel. Every video teaches me something. Every story makes me think. Every script gives me a new idea. And slowly, while I thought I was making video for other people, I realized these videos were changing me too. Today, we are almost at 50,000 subscribers. For some people, 50,000 might not sound like a huge number. Maybe compared with millions of subscribers, it looks small. But for me, 50,000 is not just a number. It is 50,000 people who decided to give a small part of their time to this channel. It is thousands of people who listened to my voice. Thousands of people who watched my stories. Thousands of people who learned something with me. And honestly, that means a lot to me. Because when I started, I didn't know where this journey would go. I didn't know if people would watch. I didn't know if people would like my stories. I didn't know if my English would improve. I didn't know if this channel would survive. I just started. And maybe that is the lesson I needed to learn myself. Sometimes you don't need to know where the road ends. You just need enough courage to take the first step. So if you're watching this video and there is something you have been delaying, maybe learning English, maybe starting a YouTube channel, maybe learning a skill, maybe going back to school, maybe talking to someone, maybe fixing a relationship, maybe chasing a dream you stopped believing in. Ask yourself one question. What if this moment comes only once? Because maybe tomorrow will come. Maybe another opportunity will come. But you don't know that. You only know what you have today. So don't waste every present moment waiting for a perfect future. Start small, start badly, Start scared, but start. Because one day you may look back at your life and realize that the biggest change began with one ordinary day when you finally said, I'm going to try. And if this is that day for you, don't let it pass. This is your reminder. Some opportunities are rare, some people are rare, some moments are rare, and some chances come just once in a lifetime. And before you leave, if you have not subscribed to Woolly Tales yet, please do it now. We are almost at 50,000 subscribers. Let's reach that number together. And then we go for 100,000. Not because numbers are everything, but because every subscriber represents someone who chose to walk this journey with me. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting this little channel that became such a big part of my life. And most importantly, thank you for growing with me. Until next story, keep learning, keep improving, and never forget. You may get another chance, but you may not. So when life gives you that one moment, don't just let it pass. Take it, just once. Maybe that one decision will change your entire life.